Hello everyone, this is Dean. Welcome back to my channel, Filipino Nurse with Tarsong. My site there, the light is blinding me, so I have to transfer this way, so pardon me, okay? Anyway, thank you for all your participation to the channel. So please subscribe if you have not done that yet, and thank you. Otherwise, today's topic, it's about uh, entering into contracts, the do's and the don'ts in entering a land contract because you wish to buy a property in the Philippines. There's a lot of do's and don'ts in this, okay? Just FYI, foreigners cannot own a property in the Philippines. You may buy a townhouse or an apartment, but you don't own the land, okay? So you probably need to just go for a less like a lease type of contract where you're gonna lease the property for about 25 years and renewable for maybe 50 years or 25 years thereafter. Or if you are married to a Filipina, then you can buy a land with her. So you can be entered in the contract with her, just like with my husband. So if in case I will die, he has a claim to the property, okay? So, but if you are planning to buy a property now, there's a lot of do's and don'ts that you have to consider. And what I'm gonna tell you is really based on my experience. I have a lot of experience on land ownership in the Philippines, and I was one of the victims actually. I don't want you to experience that. Basic stuff is you're gonna go online, you're very shall we say, you're sometimes desperate to buy a place and wanting to buy a place in the Philippines, and that's the time when you are really you're gonna get in trouble doing that, okay? You're gonna buy it online. So what you need to do is to look at the listing, but do not believe in it, because they can give you the titles and all those legal papers, but they're not really real, okay? That's just to entice you. And even if they're a real estate agent, it doesn't mean that they care, okay? Because all they want is to enter into the contract, and they do not care, okay? Sometimes they will entice you with a lot of photos. Shall we say you're looking for an overlooking? That overlooking is not really real overlooking, because when you get somebody to look at the property, it's actually not very overlooking. Maybe just a quarter of the whole property is overlooking, or the overlooking is obscured basically by a bunch of trees like coconut trees, because you are overlooking like that, and in front of you is owned by somebody else, and you're gonna be SOL if those people would refuse to cut down the trees, and you're gonna try to enter in a contract. Or maybe initially they're gonna cut down the trees, but they're not legally responsible to your claims if they're gonna plant some more trees there in replacement to that other tree that they cut down, okay? So you're gonna be SOL. Now, they would say to you that it is along the barangay road, that is a public road. When in fact, they will call it barangay road, but actually it's not a public road. It's not designated as one. They just use it because people are using that back and forth for long time, for many years, okay? So make sure it is really a barangay road. Now, it doesn't mean also, they would say to you, is about 200 meters away from your property, or 400 meters away from your property is the barangay road. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have the right of way to the property. So what you need to do is to buy those properties adjacent to you, in front of you, to get the right of way to access your property. And you will be desperate to own it so that you can access your property, and you'll end up buying it for a very hefty price. and it happened to my friend, and it happened to me, sold to me by a very good friend whom I'm not gonna mention any name. So it happened to me. So anyway, that can easily happen. And then when you check the title also, the title is a mother title, and the mother title is name is not split yet. It has not been split to different children. Like for example, the mother title of a grandparent who's been dead for ages and then left with about 12 children, whose 3 children are already dead and has grandchildren. Those people, the 12 kids and all the grandchildren has to sign for it because they get claim on that original mother title. Okay, so with my case, I own 3.5. I bought that 3.5 hectares and I would like to split it into 2 because I would like to sell my 5,000 square meter. So I am the only owner of the property. So I am the mother, and then when I split it because somebody would like to buy it, I have to go for a process what we call surveying, and then the surveyor will have to have it approved in Bureau of Lands, and then from the Bureau of Lands, then we're gonna have another title in my name still, so I can transfer it to whoever would buy my land. Okay, so my case is so different from that particular case. Okay, then another scenario is Apprenda system, okay, which it's a kind of local type of mortgage system where they're gonna lease their property. The owner of the land would lease his property to a private individual, but in return, the private individual would pay him or lend him about, shall we say, 2 million pesos. Then in a certain time, like 10 years, he would have to redeem. I'm talking about the owner of the title would have to redeem that from him. But not all cases that he can afford to redeem the land from that lessee. Okay, so at that time, during that time, that owner of the property will give all rights to the lessee, okay, the one who lent the money to him, till he will be able to redeem it all. Okay, so you have to be careful to enter into the contract, because tendency is you will be the one to satisfy first the lessee before you can really have a clean title into your name. So those are the things that you need to know before you enter contract in the Philippines. It's easy to enter a contract, but when you sue somebody for any kind of claims, then you're gonna be SOL, because the process takes a long time, it costs you money, plus you're going to sue somebody who does not have any money to pay back for any kind of legal liabilities. So sometimes people would not just pursue any kind of legal matters or legal claim because expensive and it's not worth their time and effort. Good luck, guys. I know you can own a property as long as you're gonna be patient and really do your assignment research and go to the registry of deeds and find out. And thank you, guys. Have a safe day. Bye-bye.